Coming up on this edition of Bulldog Broadcast.
We first see how volleyball has changed one foreign exchange student's perspective on high school.
Next, we get an inside look at a dog training program that will pair dogs with prison inmates.
And finally, we end the show off by putting Las Cruces High School students to the test.
Today is November 26th, and Bulldog Broadcast starts now.
Being financially okay.
Making my name mean something.
I want to go to college and get a good paying job and start a family with my high school sweetheart.
I want to go to college and be a pro cowboy and be a welder.
I want to become a dance teacher.
Each and every one of us strive for a better future. Not knowing what's ahead, we work and push ourselves to make our lives great. We all set goals for ourselves, and Cruces High pushes each and every one of us with perseverance to make sure that there are better things ahead.
Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Adelaide Olverding.
And I'm Beryl Williams. We're here at NMSU, where students are pursuing education in order to make a change in the world.
Our first story takes us all the way from Italy to Las Cruces High School.
Matilda Belandi is an exchange student here at LCHS who faced a lot of cultural shock coming from a town of just 5,000 people in rural Italy to a city of over 100,000.
BBC reporter Emma Tonta-Donati took an inside look at what is helping Matilda adjust to life in the United States.
I think it was pretty hard, mostly like leaving them, not only my family but my friends too. Like at the airport, leaving my mom, my dad, I was crying.
Matilda, but known by her friends as Monty, expresses on how the change to the States has given her a welcoming opportunity.
The first day of high school, I had friends, I had like some of my teammates in my classes, so I was less afraid. It helped me a lot. It helped me a lot because before coming here I was afraid of like not having friends, but then I was like more confident, I was happier because I knew I wasn't alone.
Jan Gallegos has been Matilda's host mom during the adjustment, but elaborates on how she's been enjoying her time at LCHS.
I would say that she's been very fortunate to have all of the volleyball team as her instant friends, because a lot of foreign exchange students don't get that when they first come to America. They know nobody. So she, the minute she comes to America, has a group of 20 really good friends already. So it's been amazing for her. She's going to have 10 months worth of an experience to tell her kids and her grandkids and all of her friends back home and what it was like to be an American high school student. And now she has all of these experiences that she's gained here.
Although her time here in the States ends in May, we wish her the best of luck on her future endeavors. For Bulldog Broadcast, I'm Emma Tonta-Donati.
Thank you, Emma. I'm glad the volleyball team has made her part of our Bulldog family.
Well, there's 1 million exchange students coming to the United States each year, and that's not always everybody's experience.
Yeah, I know I get homesick pretty fast. We're happy to have you here, Matilda.
So next up, instead of taking in an exchange student, local prison inmates are taking in stray dogs.
The PAWS program in southern New Mexico's correction facility is giving both traditional, undesirable dogs and prisoners a shot at companionship.
Let's turn it over to Megan McGuire, who spoke to members of the program.
Just west of Las Cruces is the Southern New Mexico Correctional Facility. Inside live 765 medium and minimum security inmates. For most, prison is thought of as a dismal place made only for punishment. But retired behavioral psychologist Douglas Baker sees an opportunity for change here. 5 years ago, he helped create a program called PAWS.
PAWS stands for Prisoners and Animals Working for Success, PAWS.
PAWS is a program that allows inmates to have a dog for 6 months, day and night, where they train them obedience skills such as sit and how to act in public settings. At the end of the training programs, the dogs are made adoptable and the trainers have a new life skill.
What we try and teach the inmates is you're going to get more with positive reinforcement and rewards than you're going to get by beating somebody up, punishing them, inflicting harm, or hurting the other thing. And I think that's one thing the dogs have taught them, that they are going to get more by being positive than by being negative.
Although this program was made to help inmates of the correctional facility gain more usable life skills for the outside, Baker believes that they are not the only ones given a second chance because of PAWS.
But the question is, what does an inmate, after he served his time, do when he gets out if he hasn't learned anything other than spend a lot of time in solitary confinement? So they have programs like where you can get your GED, anger management, things like that. And the pause program with the dogs is another way of giving the inmates something to do through the day, and they get to have a dog, and they teach the dog things to make it more adoptable.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics, the suicide rate increased 14% from 40 suicides per 100,000 jail inmates in 2012 to 46 per 100,000 in 2013. Inmate suicide rates have not been that high since 2002. Although suicide is not the only cause of death among the inmates, the only other cause that is prominent is heart disease. Action Programs for Animals Director of Operations Nora Insuriaga knows that this program is working for the people of the corrections facility simply because they tell her any chance they get.
Actually, we've heard a lot from the inmates. They love it. I mean, a lot of them, to them, it's not only status out there because they're in the program, but a lot of them actually learn a lot of these traits that they can, use when they get out. There's been a couple of them that have contacted us when they've gotten out and said, hey, can I, volunteer to help train and whatnot. And we actually have had inmates that have gone on to actually become trainers themselves.
Insuriaga says that working so closely with these dogs in need of a second chance has impacted her emotionally in a way she has never thought possible.
Like I said, a lot of the animals that we pull are animals that are being euthanized, or because they're pit bulls, or because there's certain mixed breeds that a lot of people don't really consider cute and fluffy. I mean, we get those too, but mainly we go for the underdogs. We pull a lot of those dogs that people kind of don't even bother to look at. And I think personally it's affected me because I get to see them go from scared in the shelter to being trained, and then to go to finally to go to their forever homes.
The PAWS program has not only helped lower the kill rates in the Las Cruces area, but it has also helped give a second chance to dogs and people in search for a brighter future. For Bulldog Broadcast, I'm Megan McGuire.
Thanks, Megan. That program seems really helpful and like it's doing a lot of good.
Another program that's doing a lot of good, especially around the holiday season, is the Salvation Army.
Yeah, Barrow, thanks to the Salvation Army, 1,300 children in Doña Ana County will be receiving toys this Christmas.
I took an inside look at all the good this program is doing and how LCH students are helping making Las Cruces a better place. Last week, Las Cruces High School's National Honor Society helped the Salvation Army sort toys and clothes so that every kid can get a present this upcoming holiday season.
Well, Honor Society is just a really good way to give back to the community and a really good way to be involved with everybody around you, so that's why I'm here.
Honor Society shows us that we can always help people in need because we'll never know when we need help.
Let me tell you why. I was on the other side. So when I was a single mom with 2 little girls, I one year didn't have for my kids, and I went and stood in line at 3 o'clock in the morning to get toys for Salvation Army for my children. And I got those toys that year. But here I am all these years later, and I'm able to be on the other side of that table. And I'll be darned if any parent comes into my building and walks out without toys. Each child will get a toy, no matter what.
Wow, I had no idea that there were so many LCHS students doing so much good for our community.
Me neither. I think it's time we take a quick break.
Coming up after the break, we get an update on the ransomware and technology situation in our district.
And we end off by putting LCHS students to the test.
I tell everybody Thursdays is my favorite morning. I love it because I can get out of here. I tell teachers I have no meetings, and I've gone to the top of the band tower, to basketball practice, to volleyball practice. I try to find the morning 0-hour classes so that they can participate too, but it just gives me that opportunity to do something with kids that's fun. The first day I did it at the bus stop, I thought the kids might think it was weird because they're in high school, but the kids love it, and they come over and they're like, I've been waiting, I've been hoping I could get on. And it's unusual suspects, so sometimes it's not necessarily kids who would come toward an administrator or that I necessarily know, but they see and they're like, it's Positive Sign Thursday, and they tell each other, which is what I love, because then that means they know.
Welcome back, dogs. Hey Adelaide, do you have any idea what's going on with the technology in the district?
Not really. All I know is that I can't check my grades.
Well, let's turn it over to our reporter Olivia Pena to get an update on what's going on in the district.
On October 29th at 4 a.m., Las Cruces public school servers were infected with a virus, which prompted a response from the IT department to halt the use of all tech. With over 30,000 devices in need of being quarantined, teachers and students have been left in a state of disarray, wondering when they'll get their tech back. The district is prioritizing critical technology, such as nursing and office computers, in order to put the safety of students first and count their attendance.
So right now what we're working on are distribution points that will enable us to sort of image machines or like reinstall the operating systems and kind of wipe them clean across the district. These distribution points let us do it out at sites so it works a little bit faster.
The IT team will have to go to each school and re-image every single device in order to make sure the threat of the virus is not present in any hard drive. Dawkins and his team have been working countless hours to get everything fixed as soon as possible.
With just a few breaks and we're working through this as quickly as possible. 30,000 machines is a lot.
Gadsden Independent School District experienced a similar attack in July where about 10,000 PCs were affected and the district was locked out of emails and many other services. According to the FBI's Internet Security Report for 2018, there were 1,493 reported incidents of ransomware attacks, with upwards of $3 million worth of damages. Las Cruces High computer science teacher Lauren Curry is concerned that the network will not be up after Christmas break.
I want my kids to really love programming, and I feel with the absence of programming, I'm going to lose my lower level kids in my pathway, thinking that it's not exactly what they thought it was going to be. What I've done is I've always used unplugged materials, but I spread them out throughout the entire year, and I've just pulled all my unplugged materials and shoved them into this period of time. So I'm really hoping we have computers back by the time winter break is over, or else I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, yeah, the only thing I can stress is, and just to have patience. This is a long process, but like I said, we're all working very diligently to get everyone back up as soon as possible.
Reporting for Bulldog Broadcast, I'm Olivia Pena.
I had no idea what a large effect this was having on the students.
Thanks, Olivia, for the update.
Up next, we put some LCHS students to the test with an interesting challenge.
Guys, welcome to this week's entertainment.
I'm Cruz. And I'm O'Sullivan.
And this week, the boys sat down and took the citizenship test to see how much they know about our country. Oh, you're ready? Okay, let's take a look to see how good you did. Okay, right. Oh wow, you guys are doing like, oh my god.
No way.
You guys are actually doing like better than I would have done. You've gotten 2 wrong so far. That's really not that bad.
Cruz beat me.
Okay. Cruz has only missed 1. You guys were not supposed to be good at this. Cruz, congratulations, you missed 1 question.
Yeah.
You missed 3.
So the reason I missed it is because that's my favorite number.
Okay, let's go over the ones you missed. How often do we elect a U.S. senator? You said 2 years.
I don't know.
No, it was 6 years. It's 6 years.
The House of Representatives did 2. See?
You also said that our president during the Great Depression and
Nixon?
World War II was Richard Nixon.
I wasn't sure. I knew it was either Nixon or Franklin D. Roosevelt. And then after that, they had the guy come in and he started the new deal. So.
Well, it was Franklin Roosevelt. C, you put A, so that's wrong. Oh, okay. You wrote I don't know, so you should have gotten half for 15. You wrote IDK. You guys knew how many voting members the House of Representatives has? Mm-hmm. You guys even knew who our current Vice President of the United States is.
The reason I did that is because I took a citizenship test before and I got it wrong. And my grandma yelled at me because I didn't know.
How'd you know all of this?
know. Cruise is cruise.
Okay, good excuse.
I feel like we should start studying history more. The reason I know these things is because of Miss Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Nate, that if people in our country don't even know these things, it's unfair. Because how do you know what I mean?
I think that it's a good test.
It's a good test.
I didn't expect that. I'll stick with it.
Well, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you back here next time.
Good job, guys. I definitely don't think I could have done that well.
I don't know. I think I could have.
Okay, Beryl. Well, dogs, that's all we have for you this week.
For BBC, I'm Beryl Williams.
And I'm Adelaide Olberding. Remember, dogs, there are always better things ahead.
We'll see you guys next time.
We